the absolute best in luxury makeup. And since picking just one product in each category was kind of a difficult endeavor for me, I will give you 3 choices, top 3 products in every category. And this episode is all about your complexion. What are the best foundations, powders, blushes, concealers, primers, and etc. Hi, I'm Desi Stark and welcome to my channel where we talk about luxury skincare, beauty, and lifestyle products. So let's start with primers, foundation primers. What are the top 3 foundation primers? For me, the foundation primer is actually just as important as the foundation, if not more important. And the reason being is because it sits closest to the skin, but also it could kind of make your foundation last longer, and also it could make your foundation look even better. So I always, regardless if I'm using just a tinted moisturizer, I always use a foundation primer. And my 3 top picks, all made by Sisley. Sisley is unbeatable when it comes to foundation primers. I'll start with this one. This is the Double Tensor. The Double Tensor is not just a foundation primer, it's also a lifting and firming serum. And yes, you do apply it after you've applied your skincare, after you've applied your sunscreen, you apply this, it still works, it's absolutely incredible. It makes your face kind of a little tighter. It's barely noticeable, but over time it does improve the firmness of your skin. It has a very serum-like consistency, so it has a little bit of a tackiness to it, so it makes your foundation grip to your skin even better. I've been using this for many years, and it's always in my kit, it's always in my vanity, it's always top shelf. Now in the winter months it gets a little, well, I live in Southern California, it's never really cold, but it tends to get a little cooler and drier, so this gives me also kind of an extra boost of hydration. I love it. If you want a little bit of a glow, the Instant Glow Primer. I'm in love with this product, absolutely in love. I love this. You can apply it all over your face, or you can strategically position it on your forehead and a little bit on the cheek, maybe on your nose. I usually apply it all over my face regardless. It's absolutely beautiful. It's very thin. It makes your foundation slightly glowy but also smoother. And the third one that I nowadays, and for a while actually, I've been using almost every day is the Instant Perfect. This is the one that I call the Wrinkle Reducer. Now this is not a primer that I would use all over my face. I usually combine it with one of the other 2. I put a very small amount and I only apply it a little bit here on my forehead and predominantly around my eyes and pretty much whatever I have wrinkles, because it does smooth them out. It fills in your wrinkles, so when you put the foundation on top, everything is smooth and just perfected. Now we're going to foundations, and this is kind of the juicy stuff. This was a very difficult choice. I have a lot of luxury foundations and I love a lot of them. But generally speaking, what do I want from my foundation? Number 1, I do want my foundation to be long lasting. I don't want it to change throughout the day. I don't want it to crease. I don't want it to move. I don't want it to oxidize, change color. I want the foundation to be the same at night as if it was in the morning when I actually applied it. Number 2, I do want my foundation to be smoothing and perfecting. That's very important for me, because otherwise why am I applying foundation if it's gonna make me look worse? Number 3, I do kind of want, when I take off my foundation, I don't want my skin to be irritated. I want my skin to actually feel healthy and bouncy and better looking than it was in the morning. And that's why probably I talk a lot about anti-aging foundations and foundations that are infused with some kind of a skincare benefit or goodness for your skin. So I'll start with that category when it comes to anti-aging foundations, and I'll give you 2 in this category. I'll give you one that it's full coverage or buildable coverage, and I'll give you one that it's a lighter coverage. The full coverage, definitely this one. This is from Valmont. This is the Temps-Pressure. This foundation I have not stopped repurchasing ever since I discovered it a few years ago. This makes you look absolutely perfected and smooth and just incredible. Absolutely an incredible experience also. This is infused with stem cells. It's beneficial over time. It's firming, lifting. This is an incredible product. I absolutely love it. You can combine it actually with all the other foundations in your collection if you have them, but this product is astonishing. I love it. Now the Light Coverage Anti-Aging Foundation, definitely the new Clé de Peau reformulated foundation. This has a little bit of SPF. Now, I always recommend that you apply separately, a separate product for your sunscreen. Do not rely on your foundation for sunscreen. I never do. But going back to Light Coverage Anti-Aging Foundation, definitely this one. This is the foundation by Clé de Peau. I'm in love with this product. This is definitely better than the previous version of this. This is not as glowy, not as heavy. It's still very hydrating. It does give you kind of a, I would say, light to low medium coverage, slightly buildable. At night, when I take it off, my skin feels incredible. It's the same with this one. Actually, my skin feels the best when I wear this foundation. I feel like my skin is smoother and just lifted and firmer. I want to wear this foundation all the time. Unfortunately, it doesn't come in a lot of different shades, but yes. As far as the other foundations in my collection, a good everyday foundation, more of a tinted moisturizer, something that's very quick to apply, but also doesn't change. It's kind of smoothing and it's perfecting a little bit, but also very easy to apply. Definitely this one by Sisley. This is the Phyto Hydra Tint. I love this. I keep on repurchasing this. This is in shade 1. It's something that I love to travel with also. If you're going on an overnight trip, very convenient. You just throw it in the bag. Love this foundation. When it comes to an everyday foundation that you can wear to work, something that it's also long wearing, medium to high coverage, buildable, very comfortable, perfecting, the best of the best. I'll give you 3. I do like this one, the Chanel number 1. I didn't like it the first time I actually bought it, the first time I applied it, but now the more I use it, the more I love this foundation. It doesn't change. It's probably one of the longest wearing foundations that I have, and it's very skin-like. I like foundations that are also skin-like. I don't want them to be too matte. I don't want them to be too glowy. I just want to look perfected. I want to look good. I want to look like myself, but just way better. And this is what this foundation gives me. The more I use it, the more I like it. And I think this is my second bottle, to be honest with. I have a lot of foundations. And I do recommend this foundation. It's beautiful. Now, if you want a little bit more of a glow, I don't want to say dewiness, although this foundation is called Dewy, but this foundation is absolutely gorgeous. This is the new compact, the new cushion foundation by Clé de Peau. Clé de Peau, definitely in complexion products, definitely a win. I do recommend actually everything from Clé de Peau. But this foundation, the more I use it, the more I love it. It's also long wearing, which is not typical for dewy, glowy foundations. But it doesn't give you extreme dewiness unless you have very oily skin. If you have dry skin, strongly recommend. Even if you have normal combo dry skin, you would love this foundation. Again, if you have very oily skin, this would look very glowy and dewy on you. It doesn't on me because I have normal to dry skin, but love this product. I travel with this foundation. I travel a lot for business, and this is my travel companion always. Either this or this. Love these two for travel. Now, if you want a full coverage, a foundation that's so reliable, it doesn't move, it doesn't crease, it doesn't change, it just stays on like glue, but a comfortable glue, and also it gives you full perfected coverage. Definitely the Ultra Le Teint by Chanel. I've been using this for a very long time. It got reformulated. They didn't change it much, thank God, because I love this formula. When I know that I have a very long event, like an all-night 7-8 hour event, or an all day, I'm in a conference, this is the foundation that I use. It also actually looks beautiful on camera, but predominantly it's probably the smoothest kind of looking foundation that doesn't change. It gives you a very natural satin velvety look. I love this product. This is probably something that I will never stop repurchasing as well, just because it's so reliable. This is the most reliable product. And the absolute best, the best of the best, it doesn't get better than this. Definitely the Clé de Peau, the Radiant Natural one. This foundation is so beautiful that even though it's in a glass bottle, even though it's kind of heavy, I don't want to go anywhere without, because it has a little bit of SPF. Although, again, don't rely on the SPF in your foundation. But this foundation is buildable. You can go from highlight to almost full coverage. It's perfecting. It makes your skin feel actually very hydrated, but not in an obnoxious way, because it's very, very natural looking yet perfecting. This is definitely the winner. This is love, love, love of my life. I love all of my foundations, but this one in particular, I definitely consider this to be the most universal foundation. It's for every occasion, day, night. It's absolutely gorgeous. Concealers, very important as well. Sometimes you don't even need a foundation. Sometimes if you're in a hurry, you can just apply a little bit of concealer and be out the door. No, not really. I never do it that way, but I never go without a concealer either. For light coverage, this is the Sisley concealer. This is the one that has a little bit of a sponge at the end. This is absolutely beautiful. You can actually use it as a highlighter as well. It's kind of light, maybe buildable to low medium coverage. It doesn't crease, it doesn't move. Of course, you have to set your concealer, obviously, but this is gorgeous. And the other light coverage concealer is by Clé de Peau. This is the Clicky Pen one, also a gorgeous concealer, also light coverage. I would say these two are kind of comparable. They're, I don't want to say the same, but they're very, very, very similar. Medium coverage, very hydrating concealer. The one by Tom Ford, this is the new concealer by Tom Ford, and for a stick concealer, this is super hydrating. I usually use my fingers because it's very emollient. It kind of slides around a little bit, but it's gorgeous if you have dry under eye and you don't like a lot of concealer, if you don't want to cake it up, because this will give you the concentration, just it doesn't give you a lot of coverage. It gives you enough though, even on my worst days when I haven't slept for a couple of weeks. This still gets the job done. This concealer actually surprised me. I like it more than the Clé de Peau stick concealer, especially after Clé de Peau reformulated it. Not a big fan anymore. I used to be the biggest fan of that Clé de Peau stick concealer for the longest time, 20 years. This is actually better than the Clé de Peau stick concealer for sure. And two full coverage concealers. You can't go wrong with the one from Sisley. This is a full coverage concealer. It gives you the coverage without creasiness, without fuss. It's the easiest thing to apply. I usually just put it on my hand and I apply it with a sponge, but this is a very reliable concealer. I also like shade 1 just because it has this peachy rosy undertone, so it cancels out the darkness. And the absolute best concealer of them all, even if you don't like more of a full coverage concealer, I promise you would love this one. For me, this is the best concealer of all time. This is by Hourglass. I'm in shade Silk right now, also a bit of a peachy rosy undertone. This concealer is something that I've been using non-stop ever since I purchased it. I don't know how many months ago, but love, love. This is absolutely the best concealer. It doesn't crease, it doesn't move, it doesn't smudge, it doesn't go anywhere, and it covers absolutely everything without any effort, without cakiness, without a lot of product. It's gorgeous. Now let's go into setting powders. I've spoken about the Sisley powder, the Sisley loose powder. This is just an incredible product, and especially this shade, Rose Orient. I know it says rose, and yes, it does have a bit of a kind of a rosy undertone, but when you apply it, it's actually translucent, and it gives you this satin, velvety, perfected look without the coverage. Is very thin because it's loose powder, is finely milled. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous product. I cannot live without this now. And best of the best, definitely the Prisme Libre by Givenchy. I go between two shades. Right now I'm still with 3 Voilée Rosé, which is kind of on the lighter side, and usually when I tan a little bit I go into 4, but you can't go wrong with these powders at all. The coverage is very minimal but also perfect. It sets your makeup, but it makes it more beautiful. It makes your foundation perfected and smooth. It doesn't crease, it doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't change. Yes, this is the best setting powder ever. Now I also buff at the end after I've applied all of my makeup. I always use a buffing powder, and my preferred buffing powder, you can also set with this, definitely the La Prairie loose powder. This is also an anti-aging product because it's infused with caviar, which is the proprietary ingredient by La Prairie. But I have this now in all of the shades. Right now I'm in translucent 1, but in a few months I'll probably go to 0. It doesn't matter which one you pick. There is a bit of a shade to it, so yes, you have to get your shade right, but it's not such a big difference because it is a gorgeous, gorgeous, very thin, finely milled powder, and it just perfects everything. It makes everything melted on your face, so it looks, well, like this. And ever since Hermes actually came out with their makeup line, I've been buying everything. By the way, loving everything. But I did buy also this powder. This is the Plein Air powder in number 1. It's a white powder, and I use it as a brightening powder. So at the end, after I've applied all of my makeup, I brighten certain places like underneath my eyes, and also this area here. I also put a little bit of here on my forehead. Love, love, love this product. If you have applied too much blush, or the shade on your face, it just doesn't look right, or you need to correct something, use this powder on top. You will correct it because it's actually kind of a white powder, as you can see, but it's a very interesting texture. It's kind of a moist powder, which is an oxymoron, but that's exactly what it is. It's kind of a velvety, kind of a smooth and almost moist powder. It's an incredible product. I'm very much impressed, by the way, with all the formulas of all of the Hermes products. Okay, bronzers. You can't go wrong with the Tom Ford bronzer, and this comes in two shades, a matte and a glowy version. This is the Gold Dust. I picked up the glowy version. I do prefer the other one, the matte version, a little bit more, but even this one, if you like more of a kind of a warm look, you can't go wrong with the Tom Ford. This is still kind of an all-time favorite formula, and I hope it doesn't get discontinued, but still one of my favorite. Real Bronze by Chantecaille. This just came out, and I have not stopped using this because this is such a good shade. It's not too warm, it's not too cool, and you can actually also use it to contour, not just for a bronzer. But yeah, I love this. I think I'm about to get a backup. It's so good. And it's also that baked gelée formula, and that's why I love it so much for contour, but also as a bronzer. Beautiful. I also like the Giant powders by Chanel. I have it in medium and deep. Right now I'm in medium, but yeah, this is that Giant bronzer that came out, and it's still a beautiful shade. As you can see, I've been using it a lot. It does give you a very nice shade. The shade actually is pretty perfect because it's not too warm, it's not too cool. And the last one that I want to bring up that I've been using actually non-stop is the one from Hermes as well. This is shade 1. I also have it in shade 2 and 3, and this is how it looks now. I do have to say that these are kind of on the warm side, I have to say, and I wish that Hermes comes out with a cooler shade or maybe something in the middle, but this is the most smoothing bronzer that I have. So I usually always kind of use it on top of whatever I've used underneath, just because it's so smoothing. Just the formula is absolute perfection. I think this is the best formula in a bronzer that I have ever met, and I strongly recommend it. And again, yes, you have to kind of tolerate or mix it with something a little cooler because the shades are a little on the warm side, and I prefer cooler or natural looking, more on the middle, more in the middle. But this is still really impeccable formula. Blushes. This was a tough one because I have a lot of blushes, a lot. But I will give you a few choices. I do like the new Duo blushes by Tom Ford. Very useful because you have 2 shades. And I have them all, but my favorites are the ones that actually I'm using the most are 5 Sun Drunk, which looks like this. And then this one is, and also Explicit Flush, which looks like this. So I've been using kind of these a lot when I'm not using everything else that I have, but I do like the formula. I like the fact that there's 2 of them, they're compact, they're just perfection. Another one by Tom Ford, and this one I probably like even a little bit more than the powder ones, but this is that Baked Gillette formula. Every time Tom Ford comes out with these, I buy them because the formula is so unique and so special, and just makes you look very polished, but also very smooth, very velvety with a little bit of a glow. This is the Eclat Nude. This is the newest one. I have all the other ones as well, but this one's still available, and this is also beautiful. And again, Baked Gillette formula, and also like that it comes with 2 shades. Again, now you do have to use kind of a firmer brush with these because they're a little bit more difficult to pick up, but once you pick them up, they're very blendable, they're absolutely beautiful. If you've never experienced Surratt powders, definitely recommend. If you're looking for something smoothing, for just a perfect formula, this is a formula that is so special, unlike anything else on the market. And this is one of those build your own. So I got 3 different shades here, and I have other shades. I think I have almost all of them, but I do love the formula. It's very special. I definitely recommend. And then I think the definite winner for me, or at least something that I've been using the most recently, are the new blushes by Hermes. So recently Hermes came out with 3 new shades. This is a slightly different formula than the old ones, and this is in Rose Quarret and Rose Ambre, and I love them both. I think the formula is again something extraordinary, something out of this world. I think the formula is very successful for Hermes. Again, with Hermes, everything that I've picked up by Hermes, and I've tried everything, I'm absolutely fascinated because the formulas are very special. They're absolutely extraordinary. They make you more polished, they make you very natural looking, but also perfected, and also healthy looking. There's something very special in the formulas of all Hermes products. The only thing that I actually don't like by Hermes, and I think this is not a very popular opinion, but I do not like any of their lip products, just because they have a very interesting scent, and I can't tolerate scents that I don't enjoy on my lips. The formulas though are spectacular as well. Just I can't tolerate any of the scents, but absolutely everything else is just spectacular, including these blushes. I definitely recommend, especially these 2. And the last category for today is going to be highlighters, and this is probably the most difficult category for me because I personally enjoy highlighters. I enjoy all highlighters, beaming, not beaming, subtle, it doesn't really matter. I love, love, love highlighters. I don't enjoy glowy foundations, but I do enjoy highlighters because I can position them properly on my face, so I can technically make my face look glowy, but I don't want the whole face to be glowy from the foundation. And I think this is why I enjoy a lot of, like, a variety of highlighters. So again, very, very difficult choice, but I will give you 3 as promised. I'll start with this one. These by Tom Ford are actually quite special. I have all of them. The most used one from me is Peach Light. You can actually put them anywhere on your face, and they look absolutely beautiful. You don't have to go crazy with these because they are actually quite pigmented, but I do enjoy this. You can actually put it all over your body because these are giant. The new highlighters from Clé de Peau. Yes, yes, and yes. This is, so some of them are a little bit more beaming. I think they came out with 6. I think I have 5 out of the 6, but these are the ones that I enjoy the most. This is my favorite one. This is Summer's Brilliance. Love. And then the other one is this one that I also enjoy. This is Golden Galaxy. These are absolutely beautiful as well. This is a better formula than what they had before. The packaging is also astonishing. I know at first glance I thought tacky, but no, not really. These are actually very artsy. I love these. But my most used one, the one that I feel like I gravitate a lot towards to, although I do like all the Chanel limited edition one, and I just purchased the last one. I haven't even tried it on, but I do enjoy all Chanel limited edition highlighters. I buy all of them. But the one that I've been actually using the most for the past few months is this one by Hermes. Again, Hermes, I'm fascinated by their formulas. This is Rose Atacama number 1. I think there is a second one that's more golden. I shy away from the golden ones, or I have enough and I don't use them that much, so that's why I just got this one. But this is a beautiful formula. This is what I'm wearing today. Yeah, these are definitely worth it. I absolutely enjoyed this one so much, and you can mix all the shades together. You can just if you want a beaming one, the white one here in the middle is just in your face beaming, but yeah, the formula is definitely spectacular on these. I love, love, love this. And this is all for complexion products. Next episode, we'll talk about eyeshadows and lipsticks and eyebrow products. But for today, I really hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye.